Hello, in this video let's talk about something that's absolutely essential when it comes to language testing, and that's reliability. Now, what do we mean by reliability in a test? Well, in simple terms, a test is reliable if it gives you consistent results. If a student takes the test on Monday and again on Friday, and nothing major has changed in their ability, the scores should be about the same. If two students of roughly equal ability take the test, their scores should reflect that. If your test doesn't do that, if the results bounce around unpredictably, then it's not doing its job, and that's a real problem, especially for placement tests or end of course tests that you're going to use again and again. You don't want students ending up in the wrong level or walking away with results that don't reflect their true ability, just because the test was inconsistent. So how do we make a test more reliable? Well, there are two big areas to focus on. One, making the candidate's performance as consistent as possible, and two, making the scoring as consistent as possible. Let's break that down. So, controlling the circumstances. Now, of course you can't control everything, but you can make an effort to keep things as stable as possible. That means the noise level is low, the room is comfortable, not freezing or boiling, there are minimal distractions, no interruptions, no people walking in and out, etc. And everyone is tested in similar conditions. Because if someone takes the test in a peaceful, quiet room and someone else takes it in next to a noisy construction site, their results might not be reliable, even if their language ability is the same. So set the scene well. Standardizing the marking. This is especially important when your test involves subjective judgment, like interviews or writing tasks. If your test includes things like essays or speaking tasks, then we need to make sure that all the markers are on the same page. That means clear, detailed marking criteria, regular standardization sessions if you've got multiple teachers marking, and if possible, double marking, where two people mark the same paper and compare scores. The more subjective the task, the more effort you need to put into standardizing the marking. Otherwise, one student might get a 75 just because the marker is stricter, while another gets an 85 because their marker is more generous, even if their performances are practically the same. And that's not reliable, and it's not fair. You have to make sure all versions of your test are truly equivalent. If you use multiple versions of a test, maybe for different groups or for retakes, you need to make sure those versions are really comparable. It's easy to write two versions and think, these are about the same, but are they? Are the tasks equally difficult? Are the topics equally familiar? Do they demand the same kinds of skills? And if not, you'll get different results, not because of the learners, but because of the test. Gather more evidence. Here's something important that we sometimes overlook. The more evidence you collect, the more reliable your judgment will be. Think of it like sport. In tennis, if you don't win based on, you don't win based on one rally. In football, you don't win with a single shot on goal. It's a whole match or a whole season, and that gives the reliable result. The same goes for testing. A longer test or a test with more tasks gives you more chances to see what a student can really do. And that means that the results are more reliable. But, and this is important, there's a trade-off. A longer test can be tiring, and it takes more time to mark, and students may lose focus. So there's a balance to be found. Enough evidence to be fair, but not so much that it becomes counterproductive. Structure the tasks carefully. Here's another issue. The more freedom you give students in how they respond, the more they can avoid using language they're unsure of. Let's compare two tasks, for example. Task A, write 500 words about how to improve your school. Task B, write 500 words about how to improve your school, focusing on facilities, teaching, sports equipment and technology. Suggest at least one improvement in each area. Task A is free. It's an opportunity for students to talk about anything. If they're unsure of certain structures or vocabulary, they're just likely to avoid them. Task B is structured. The rubric forces them to deal with specific content. That means you're more likely to get a reliable measure of what they can and can't do. So if you want more reliable results, consider using controlled response tasks alongside open-ended ones. And one final point, and it's an easy one to overlook. If the instructions aren't clear, the test won't be reliable. Some students may misunderstand what to do, while others who are more familiar with certain task types will breeze through. So make your rubrics simple, clear, and unambiguous. And if possible, teach students how to approach certain task types before the test. That way, everyone has a fair shot and the results reflect ability, not confusion. In summary, how do we make a test more reliable? Control the testing conditions, standardize the marking, make all versions truly equivalent, collect enough evidence, structure the tasks carefully, and write clear rubrics. Reliability does not mean perfection, it means consistency. If we get that right, then our test results will be trustworthy. And that's what gives us the confidence to use those results for placement, for feedback, and for certification, and for learning. Thank you.